So I had a problem. My little Paladin here had mining for so long, well, literally since the pre-patch, and then when I dropped it to go engineering, I felt lost. Because I've been spending so much time mining, I didn't realise that it was actually my primary source of income, primary way of making gold. And I didn't realise that until it had gone. So I done what anybody that uses Gold Assistant does. There'll be a link in the description and the pinned comment if you haven't got the Rested XP Gold Assistant already, but it's the primary way I determine how I'm going to make gold. But I went on and updated my Paladin, so it's now got engineering and dual crafting instead of engineering mining. And the first farm that I saw was Dragonfin Angelfish. Now you've got to remember, there's absolutely no problem with me showing you my profile on Gold Assistant because it's by server, by profession, by whatever. Obviously it looks at everything that you can do on your character, scans your auction house like to see what the economy's like, and then gives you the best farm. So I was really surprised when I'm a prop paladin that can solo almost anything at the moment, and it's telling me to go fishing. And it was specifically telling me to go to the Induli village, or whatever it's called, but I looked at the tips and tricks, telling me to make sure I got loads of bag space. I also looked at the fact of when there's actually no nodes available, so no fishing pools, to just sit still and fish for 5 to 10 minutes, and obviously keep my bait. And it says I'm going to make 477 gold an hour. I can tell you, I would say I made more than that. So I actually thought, well, there's lots of things to get outside of just making gold with fishing, so I'll have a chance at getting the turtle mount, when something absolutely amazing happened. One cast. I turned on OBS, which is the recording, studio that you use to actually capture your gameplay. I had done one cast, got the turtle. I was absolutely amazed. The guild weren't very pleased. They was pretty angry that they'd been doing it for like 3 or 4 days straight, and I got it in one cast. But like you can see from the footage, all I literally done was hid my UI to get some nice cinematic fishing looking things, and I couldn't loot. And I was like, what's going on? Surely it should just auto loot, until I then turned the UI back on and saw the reason I couldn't loot was because the mount was there. That was pretty good. So all I did was go over to the Induli village, or whatever it's called, and started looking for dragonfish schools. Now you've got to remember that you do need these, so the northern spices. You're going to need these if you're going to cook the fish. Now quite honestly, you're going to have to look at your economy, because the northern spices on our server at the moment in particular, they're selling for like 10 gold each. So that's quite crazy when you think that one Epicurean reward, which is the reward you get from doing your daily cooking quest in Dalaran, that's going to give you 10 of those, so that could potentially go for 100 gold. Now there's lots of things you can get from fishing around Induli village anyway, because if you're fishing outside of the pools you can get bone scowl snapper. It takes 3 to actually craft plus 1 northern spice, but you can make the 40 hit food. Now a lot of people, especially in this early stage of the game, will probably be wanting that extra hit, so you could potentially sell the hit food and the strength food or the agility food, because both of them are dragonfin angelfish. Now you should always be checking to make sure that obviously you can't make more gold just from selling the raw fish and from selling the northern spices. Make sure it's actually worth cooking the stuff, because if it's not, then just sell it raw. But there's one thing here that makes it very, very profitable. And as you'll see here, they sold on the auction house almost instantly, and it's very good gold. We'll have a look at Nexus Hub in a minute to see what the overall sort of average is across EU and US. Now we know that some servers will be better than others. Mine in particular, it's selling very well on, but you need the pygmy suckerfish to turn into pygmy oil to be able to make potions of speed. The haste potions, which every DPS will be using 2 of these per fight. And especially while it's, I'm going to say progress. I don't want to say progress for tier 7 because, yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a separate video, not this one. It may even already be up. If it is, I'll put a link up there. If it's not, it will be coming in the next couple of days. But talking about my thoughts and my journey through tier 7 so far, well, it's complete. But like you can see here, on my server in particular, each dragonfin angelfish over 2 gold 40 silver, so 2 gold 44 silver each one. Pygmy suckerfish, nearly 2 gold each one. And you're going to be getting absolutely stacks of this stuff. It even tells you that the items in this guide sells below average on AH. It's recommended that you only farm this guide 2 to 3 hours a day. I can honestly say you could probably farm, particularly on Thekel, all day and all night, and it will be constantly selling. The pygmy suckerfish, as soon as I listed it, it sold within minutes, literally within minutes. The dragonfin angelfish, I've made it into strength food, so that might take a little bit longer to sell, but you'll see here how much they actually sell for. The strength food is ridiculously expensive. The pygmy suckerfish, ridiculously expensive really as well when you think about how many you're going to need for potions of speed. But while it's selling, keep farming it. As I say, I needed something that wasn't mining, and I really wanted something where I'd be solo farming a dungeon, because I've been doing a lot of that with Halls of Stone. There's a video about that coming out soon as well. But not everyone can do that. Not everyone can solo Halls of Stone. Not all of you are prop paladins. This, literally, anybody can do. Now, you absolutely can just wait each time for me to put one of these farm videos out, or you can just get the gold assistant yourself. It's only a small monthly fee, but trust me, it makes making gold absolutely mindless. You don't need to sit looking at the auction house all the time. You just literally go on your profile, look at what farms are the best for you at any given time. Obviously, like I've mentioned loads of times before, it's also got the profession tab where you can literally just stand in Orgrimmar or in Dalaran or whatever and just buy mats off the auction house, craft them into an item and sell the item. So this just shows you the gold flips. Now, this will be different from server to server, but as you can see, me, for example, as a jewel crafter, I can just sit and buy Siren's Tears and Infinite Dust off of the auction house all day long and make a profit on Enchanted Tier, which, trust me, I've been doing a lot. But honestly, just hanging out around this one fishing pond, especially if you can get it to yourself and fish, it is just a great way of making gold. Obviously, this shouldn't be your primary way, because on your server, there'll be other fish, like the materials for Fish Feast, for example, that might just sell better. So ultimately, you need to work out which fish are the most profitable for you. You always want to be getting the fish where you're going to get pygmy suckerfish at the same time, because that's just free gold. And then just get out and start farming it. Now, I don't want to drag it out any more than that, but if you're struggling for ways of making gold and you've not got mining or herbing, or you want to chill farm, something you can do while you're just watching Netflix or something like that, then get yourself fishing. That's it. As I say, what you fish is up to you. Dragonfin, particularly around this pool at the moment, is netting some serious amounts of gold for me. But like everybody always says in the comments, oh, you've now ruined it. Which actually is not true, because believe it or not, the one that I put out about the Sirens tier, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out, where I said you can make at least 1,000 gold an hour. By putting that video out, somehow the price on it, especially on our server, went up. So I don't know. Before you angrily start typing saying, don't ruin my gold farm, you might want to actually have a look at how much it is now, give it 24 hours and see if it goes down, because I think you think more people watch these videos than actually do. So don't worry, it's not a big secret that's coming out about fishing. You can get the gold assistant, like I say, link in the description and in the pinned comment, and you never need to watch these videos then, because I really base my farms off of this anyway. So cheers, Rested XP. This is actually in addition to the video, and was probably a good hour to hour and a half after filming it originally, and I just wanted to say, I actually sold that stack of dragonfin angelfish, so 20 shrimp food, for 254 gold. And it took me less than 15 minutes to get that one stack, obviously, as well as all the pygmy suckerfish and everything as well. So if it was to continue like that, you're probably looking at me being able to make somewhere in the region of 1.5 to 1.6k gold an hour. As I say, I wasn't fishing like hard for 15 minutes. It's probably not even that. It's probably like 12, 13 minutes. And I got 2 stacks and all the suckerfish and everything. So a ludicrously good gold farm. I was intrigued and I wanted to actually make sure the stuff sold first before I then reported back. And I was going to do that in a separate video, but it's actually in between filming and editing. It's all sold. So this really works. Peace out. Roll the outro. Oh, like and subscribe, obviously. Now roll the outro. There's lots of ways you can support the channel to keep me here putting out World of Warcraft content and covering all future MMOs. Consider joining the channel as a member. You get access to emotes, everyone will know you're a member when you comment on future videos because you get a nice icon next to your name, and you get access to members-only videos, which I'll be putting a lot of on the channel throughout the year. Additionally, there's a Patreon link in the description as well. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next one.